Hi, I am Prashant Kumar PV, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, MS Engineering College, Bangalore. In this video, I am going to discuss the basics of loaders and linkers. Let us see. There are three processes to run an object program. And who will do this process? Here the loader will come. The loader need to do three operations. The modern loader need to do three operations. The first operation is loader load the object program into working memory for execution. First and primary functionality of a loader. It will take the object program and load it into the working memory where we can run the program. And second operation is relocation. Modify the object program so that it can be loaded at any address different from the location originally specified. That is called relocation. It is a function of a basic loader. If the object program is a relocatable program, then the loader will load that program into the memory where we have the space to load. And in the relocatable object program originally mentioned some address, but the loader will load it into any location where we have the space. This is called relocation. If it is an absolute object program, then in the absolute object program originally mentioned some address, and the loader should load the absolute object program into that memory location. It can't load it into any memory location where the space is available. It should load into the memory location which is originally mentioned in the object program itself. That is the difference between an absolute object program and a relocatable object program. And the function, the loader will do the relocation. And linking. Combining two or more separate object program and supply the information needed to allow cross-reference. This is also third functions of a loader, basic loader. So suppose we are using the pre-built libraries or subroutines which are independent in nature, in task. Then these independent subroutines or libraries we can link, and the loader will provide the necessary information required for cross-reference of the program which we are running. So this is called linking operation. Basically, we will use a loader and that will perform all these three operations. That is a modern loader and its functionality. And the loader will perform relocation when the code is a relocatable object program. A loader also will link among the separate object program and supply the information needed to allow cross-referencing of those loaded programs. So loader, loading and relocation, linker is linking. So we can say that loader will load and perform the relocation, a linker will perform the linking. So basically these two operations, loading operation and linking operation together is available in all basic loaders, modern loaders. So the very fundamental loader is called absolute loader. And what is an absolute loader? Absolute loader will load an absolute object program into memory. Here there is no linking, there is no relocation. While writing the absolute object program, either assembler or the programmer will mention some memory address, and the absolute loader will load that absolute object program into the memory in the address mentioned in the object program. So there is no need for any relocation, any modification of the program while loading, any linking with any other program. No linking, no relocation. So an absolute object program contains basically three records that we have studied as a part of assembler. Three records are header record, text record, and end records. What is a header record? Header record contain the program name, starting address, length of the object program, and text record contain starting address of the text record and the size of the text record in byte and the object code of the absolute program. There are multiple text records may contain in an object program, and last we can see one end record, and which will give an information about the end of the object program, and also will give the starting address of the object program. So these three records are available in an absolute object program, and an absolute loader will load an absolute object program into the memory mentioned in the object program. So for example, you can see that one absolute object program where this is a header record, we're starting with H, and this is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the text record, and last we can see an end record and starting with the E. So this is a standard object program. There is no information about any relocation and no information about the linking. How we load this object program into memory by using a absolute loader. Let us see. So this is the information source program that we have loaded into the memory, and we can see that in the object program itself we have mentioned it starting in this memory location 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. So that's why end record also contains the starting address 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. So the absolute loader will load the information which is present in the text record into the memory location. That memory location is starting with 0, 0, 1000. That is why 0, 0, 1000 contain the first byte. So this is a absolute loader of a SIC machine, SICXC machine. So here the memory is a byte addressable memory. You can store 1 byte of information in a memory location. In one row, it's starting with 1000. So each byte, the memory location will increase with respect to each byte. That means in the memory location 1000, we can store 14. Next location we can store, next location is 1001, we can store 10. 1002 we can store 33. 1003 we can store 48. Like that it will continue. So 1000F, that means hexadecimal number 0, 0 to F. There are 16 columns, total 16 columns. Each 16 column is addressed from 1000 to 1000F. So that is why after 1000F it will come 1010, then 1001F, then 1020, 1002F, 1030, like that it will continue. This is we have arranged just for the understanding purpose. Actually it is a sequential memory. Then in few location there is no information. Here you can see that we have, here there is no information. This location there is no information. So it will continue from this location onwards. So this is the way the absolute loader loading an absolute object program into memory. So this is our snapshot of our working memory. This is the algorithm for an absolute loader. So you can see that it's begin, then first it will start to recognize the header record. Then verify program name in length, because header record contain program name in length that we are going to execute. The next one is it will read the text of first text record, and it will continue up to the end record. So that is why E comes. So begin if object code is in character form. Okay, there is one problem, like for the understanding purpose of, we have written it as like in hexadecimal. So there is a problem in that. So while reading, each digit it will consider as an ASCII. For example, you can see 1007 you can consider. So 1 is actually is not a hexadecimal 1. It will consider as an ASCII of 31, because 0 hexadecimal 0 in ASCII we will represent as 30. So hexadecimal 0 ASCII is 30. So it will continue up to 9th one is 39. Hexadecimal 9 is actually ASCII 39. Then A is 41. Then it will continue up to F. F is 46. A, B, C, D, E, F, 6 characters. So These are the symbols which is present in the object program. So each symbol it is taken as ASCII. Apart from this symbol, it will not consider. It will not load H, T, E, etc. It will not load any symbol which is coming under the purview of hexadecimal character like 0 to 9 and A to F. That only will load into memory. Then look at, so whenever it read a character and it will convert it into its binary. Like if it is 1, then actually it is ASCII 31, then it will perform the operation 31 minus 30, then you will get the actual one. That means it will subtract 30 from the value ASCII value 31. So you will get 1. That is what conversion. This is this conversion. And suppose if it is A, capital A is our hexadecimal number 10, sorry, decimal 10. In hexadecimal we will represent it A. Hexadecimal A in ASCII is represented as 41. So to subtract 37, then you will get A. Hexadecimal value 37 you have to subtract from 41, then you will get A. This is the operation you will perform. That is what ASCII to binary conversion. So this is actually we have represented it as a ASCII. ASCII very easily we can understand as a human being, but in computer memory we need to convert this ASCII into binary. This binary only we will store it. So ASCII to binary conversion we will do. It will consider only the ASCII of 0 to 9 and A to F. Except any other character come, it will skip it. It will not load. So most machines store object code in a binary form. Less space and loading times is called not good for reading. But if it is storing in binary, it is very difficult to read, understand. So that's why we are representing it as a ASCII. Yeah, and then next basic function of a loader is a bootstrap loading. So a bootstrap loader is also a absolute loader. It's a special type of loader in which will load the loader of an operating system. So we can see that this absolute loader is present in our ROM of the computer. That means our BIOS or EEPROM, etc. Whenever a computer is turned on or restart, a special type of absolute loader will work, and that is called bootstrap loader, which will load the first program. That first program is called the loader of operating system to be run into the memory. Usually we know that our operating system is installed in a hard disk. So what absolute loader will do, whenever we turned on our system or restarting our system, this bootstrap loader will start first, and which will load into the memory starting from 0th location. It's a small program, it's an absolute loader. So it will start from 0th location of our primary memory, and this bootstrap loader will load the operating system which resides in the hard disk into the primary memory starting as at 80. So here onwards our operating system will come. So actually the bootstrap loader will load the loader of the operating system, and the loader will load the remaining portion of the operating system. That is what happening. So SIC bootstrap loader, the bootstrap loader itself begin at address 0. It load the OS starting at 0x80. No header record or control information. Control information like there is no starting address, there is no end record, nothing will come. The object code is a consecutive byte of memory. What it will do is it will take the operating system and load it into the memory location starting at 0x80, and continuously it will load up to the end of the loader of the operating system. After load the OS, the control is transferred to the instruction at address 80. So initially it will start from bootstrap loader. So control is in bootstrap loader because it's running the code of bootstrap loader. That's why it's loading operating system. So bootstrap loader will load the operating system into the memory starting at 80. So after loading, the control transferred from bootstrap loader into the code which is starting from x80. That means it will start the operating system. So this is a bootstrap loader. You can see that bootstrap loader of SICXE machine. So X index register will starting at 0x80 because bootstrap loader load the OS into this memory location 0x80. So it's a loop, you can see here. So there is a subroutine. That subroutine is called a GETC. It's nothing. It convert ASCII character code to the hexadecimal digit. What we explained for absolute loader. Exactly, it will read one by one, one character by one, and it will convert it into binary. This is what GETC. And that value is stored into the register A. And for conversion purpose, it using one more register is called S. So A plus S is the 1 byte of information. So for example, suppose you are you want to load A and 1. Okay, then first it will, suppose you want to read A1. So A is a ASCII, 1 is an ASCII. So first it will read A, then it will convert A into its actual hexadecimal value, that is we know that it is 10, hexadecimal 10, binary 10, no, hexadecimal 10. So the operation will perform, then that will store in A accumulator register, this accumulator register. This is our ASCII. And next thing is, again it will read the next character is 1 is an ASCII. So perform the operation, convert from ASCII into hexadecimal 1, it is 1 in hexadecimal. Okay, then we will get in accumulator the upper 4 bit that represent the decimal or hexadecimal value 10. In lower portion is in the register S. Then add A plus S, you will get A1. A1 means A is hexadecimal 10 and 1 is hexadecimal 1. Then that value is loaded into memory. Then after that, memory location will increment by 1. Next memory location will do. And this is the operation of a bootstrap loader. There is no difference between our absolute loader and bootstrap loader. Both are same. The hard disk is, that means it's a storage device. It's mentioned by using the value F1. F1 is nothing but just for representing hard disk. You can see that 0 to 9 is represented by this hexadecimal value, this ASCII value, and A to F is this ASCII value. So ASCII to hexadecimal conversion will do by GETC and load into the memory location starting at 0x80. After completing, that means whenever it reaches the end of the record, then automatically transfer the control from bootstrap loader into the memory location. So this is the operation. You can see that what is happening in our bootstrap loader. Exactly what I explained is written here, nothing else. So basically a modern loader will do 3 operations: loading, relocation and linking. And our basic loader is an absolute loader. Another version of absolute loader is called bootstrap loader. And the features of the absolute loader or our loader we will study in the subsequent video. So thank you for watching the video.